Hey everybody, I'm here with my friend JaxBlade, another big Marvel fan of the Marvel movies.
Yee.
Yeah, and we're gonna sort of geek out a bit about Endgame and talk about the spoilers in it. So if you haven't seen it yet,
Go. What the hell's wrong with you?
don't watch this video. Don't listen to it unless you just don't care.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, if you're like me with the Game of Thrones and I'm gonna watch this zombie episode or something, I mean, I haven't watched the series, but I want to watch it to make sure my Dragon Girl's safe. So, okay, by all means, listen.
Yeah,
but not get the fuck out of here. F out of here. Frick out of here.
yeah, watch it if you haven't yet. I mean, like,
help us beat Avatar.
But yeah, help us beat Avatar.
Yes, come on.
Beat Avatar.
Beat Avatar. That damn blue pretentious movie.
Friggin' Ferngully.
Well, it was Pocahontas Ferngully Dances with Wolves remake.
Yeah.
Every little thing. Native American movies.
Yeah. So, Endgame. There are some big spoilers that we'll talk about here. One of the major ones, I guess we'll talk about just to begin with the biggest one is Tony Stark.
I love you 3000, man.
Yeah.
I love you 3000, man. Oh my god, that was like honestly, I didn't know. I did know that Robert Downey Jr. wasn't coming back, but I thought it was going to be reversed. Like I thought Steve, because in the comics, Steve is the one who dies, and Tony's the one who just retires and goes on with his life.
And my dad thought Captain America was going to go because Chris Evans said he wasn't going to be playing Captain America anymore.
Right.
Which I predicted that either Iron Man and Captain America, either one of the two would go, or both of them would, and they sort of both did, but one just more metaphorically than physically.
Exactly, because with the Captain America thing, like I honestly thought, because we're in spoiler talk, when he went into the machine, the time machine thing, he was just going to bring Natasha back to life.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought like that was Black Widow on the bench.
Yeah, exactly. Same. I thought that was her on the bench sitting there, but then it was like, no, they're going the route in the comics where he is an old man and he passes down the mantle. But to go back to the Tony thing, it's just so hard because like for me, I rewatched like literally every one of these MCU films like prior to the movie, just because I've been following them since 2008. Like literally, I just been following comic books and cartoon stuff since 2008. So I was just so excited, and just seeing Robert Downey Jr. add so much to the character and just bring that flair to him. Because I remember, like, if you watch the old 90s Iron Man cartoon and compare the personalities of that Iron Man to the one we got in the movies, it's like completely different. It's just like, I mean, he's a bit of a smartass in the movies, but then like they did that in the comics too. But it's really fast.
I want cheeseburgers.
I want cheeseburgers. I feel bad for Burger King. No, actually, I don't. Yeah, that's what you get. Every cheeseburger. Five Guys was packed.
dude. After I went to go see Endgame the first time on Thursday, I went to Sonic and had a cheeseburger.
Yeah.
and then before seeing it the second time, I had a Five Guys burger.
Yeah, see, it makes you just want to get a burger. I wish Whataburger was near me so I could just stock up on that. But no, it was such a good movie. Just, what a cheeseburger. But
because the first time when I saw like Tony die, I leaned over to my dad and said, "Told you."
Oh yeah. Oh, so you saw it on Thursday with him?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And then we went to go see it a second time because we rewatched Infinity War with the commentary track. And then we were like, let's see it again. So we had to go try and see it, and we fortunately found a theater that had enough seats for it.
Nice.
And what I when I saw it the second time, that's when I started tearing up, and especially during the funeral.
Yeah, the funeral hit hard. No, I teared up. I remember when I saw that theater, like. I sort of felt like I was just, because I was getting too into it. Like Z had to like tap me because like for instance, every time I thought someone was gonna die, I would like I was doing that thing where I was whispering out loud like, get up, get up, come on, get up. And it was just like that. Like when Iron Man had the thing and he was like burning, I was just like, no, Tony, no. Like the first time I was just like, Tony, please, no. And then like the whole room was silent. There was no snickering.
Oh yeah, like my theater went completely silent.
Yeah, it was just like I was so grateful for that because I would have went to the fucking jail if some kid was like laughing or smirking. I would just got up and did something. But it was just like,
I'm sorry, little one.
I'm sorry, little one. But, like it was just all you heard was that little,
Yeah,
like it's just the sniffles of like people in the audience, and I was just like, no, no, I can't believe it. But I did expect this, and so I was tearing up. And then the funeral scene really did get me. And I was just like, oh my god, this is. I'm actually like, it's coming. I mean, I looked over at my friend Z and he was tearing up too. And we were just like, oh, look at us, two grown ass men crying over a fictional character. Just, it was beautifully done, in my opinion. Cause I guess when you go back and you think about that scene a bit, it's like, it is great, but it's just like, oh, well, why couldn't someone else grab the thing there and take it so Iron Man didn't have to burn himself? But then like Doctor Strange was like, only you can do this. There's only 1 in 14 million people who can do this, and it's only you. And it's just, I guess it is great. But I was thinking of like something Red Letter Media said earlier today. I was just like, don't make me overthink on that thing. But I thought it was great.
yeah. It's Endgame is one of those movies. If you think about it too much, you might ruin it for yourself.
Exactly. It's just,
Because there's a lot of things, because it's really hard to deal with something like time travel in movies. And there I've seen some arguments about how like they should have made it to where it was more circular, like a circular time plot where like it always ends up the way it was going to end up, where I think that's a bit overdone in media.
They did it the Dragon Ball Z way.
Yeah.
Trunks way when he comes back and it's just like, oh no, this is the timeline.
Because I think doing it the way they did, it made it more interesting, I think.
It did, because again, like I thought it was great with how they explained it at the beginning. Like, no, Back to the Future doesn't work that way. No, this is not how this works. This is how this works, and this. And I really like that aspect of what they did. And then everything Robert Downey Jr. brought to the Tony Stark character is just like you really feel for the guy because just like he just got almost died in the last movie. He almost died and like he had like post-traumatic stress disorder from freaking the Avengers, and that he's just been going through all this stuff.
He had that vision during Age of Ultron.
Age of Ultron. Like, oh god. And
where like everybody was dead.
And he even brought that up, and then it's like, remember, I had like a vision. I saw this coming like years ago, and it's just oh man, but that really did hit home. And I did like the fact that even though I hate Iron Man 3, I did like the fact they brought the kid in from Iron Man 3. And then wasn't he the kid who rode by Scott earlier?
I don't think so. Because like he was in San Francisco. Like
okay.
Yeah. So it can't be the same kid.
I mean, I don't know.
I assume it was just some random kid that just like had a bunch of relatives snapped or whatever.
Oh, okay. I need to go back and see it just to see if it was the person, or I don't know.
Yeah, because he didn't look the same at all.
Okay, I don't remember.
Some other spoilers. Professor Hulk, that was great.
Yeah, Professor Hulk was great. The thing with Professor Hulk is I loved the fact that they went that route with Professor Hulk. But again, I do feel like I really wanted Hulk to just like unleash like his like like no I've done this too long, stuff like that. Like after he freaking like after Thanos just like punches Captain Marvel away with the planet, they like should have said to Hulk like, what you want to like, even though it wasn't the same thing. So just like
one thing that was mentioned in the Infinity War commentary when I was watching it is that a lot of people like assume that the Hulk was afraid of Thanos, but from what the Russos said is that the Hulk is actually just tired of playing the hero for Banner, and that's why it won't come out.
You know what that sounds like? It sounds like Hulk on a burner account saying, "No, I wasn't scared. What happened was I like was on. No, what happened is I just don't want to help them." It's just like whatever. That's how it comes off. Like I know what they're going for, but the way it like visually showed to me, it's just like, boy, you got your ass handed to you, and you just don't want to come out. It's just like, oh man. But with Professor Hulk, I thought it was cool. It was just like, yeah, we blended, but it's just like so. Like you're always Professor Hulk down, like no matter. So I mean, you can't have a, without breaking someone. I mean, it's just like, how does that?
Well,
work?
It looks like he was pretty careful with everything.
I guess so. I mean, find what was it, Mrs. Fantastic? She's now canon. That universe. I thought it was great, but again, I really wanted him to have just one Hulk smash moment that they never
Yeah.
gave him, where he just is like, no, this is the extent of my gamma power, and then he just like unleashes everything on it. Like, I just really wanted that scene to happen, but it didn't. But I guess, again, Disney, unlimited budget,
Yeah.
they could always make it
And
extended.
and like I think like MCU Hulk is like very different from like comics or cartoon Hulk.
Yeah, and he is, but like when you watch, even though it seems like a different movie, but it's still in the continuity. Like when you watch The Incredible Hulk, it's still him, and he did have that like little Hulk smash moment, which was it was small, but it was like nice to see. Like the Avengers Hulk, I like it was just like, oh, he smashed, but it was just like I really wanted one powerful like Hulk smash, and then just laid out the fucking guy. But is what happens. I thought he was great though. Like, and you said you thought he was great too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing, because I see some people saying that this movie is a lot slower than Infinity War, and there's a lot more talking and everything. But I'm fine with that, mainly because it's very, very character focused,
right?
On like the main Avengers in this compared to Infinity War, because Infinity War was more about Thanos.
Yeah, exactly.
And like following him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
where,
it was.
This one, I think my biggest disappointment is that there wasn't enough Thanos in Endgame,
and they sort of undid like his character. He sort of turned into like
because like it's before he got the Infinity Stones. It's before he lost Gamora.
Mm-hmm.
So, and before I think also before, it would be before Age of Ultron. So that would mean it was be before that credit scene of like, fine, I'll do it myself. It's like before that.
Exactly. Yeah, so it was fine.
So he probably didn't even have plans for the Infinity Gauntlet yet.
Well, no, because they had the Infinity Gauntlet like a while ago. Because remember, like, even I don't know if this is like a plot hole or anything, but remember, like, in Thor Ragnarok when they're walking through Thor's dungeon, like with the thing with all the artifacts, you see the Infinity Gauntlet, and Hela's like, "Oh, that's a fake. Like, that's not real. Like, the real one is way more powerful than this." Because you see the Infinity Gauntlet, and Hela just knocks over like, "Oh, that's fake. That's whatever." So, but it's just there are certain things with Thanos that you look at and you go, okay, you're not quote unquote pure evil at times, but then there are things you do pure evil things. It's just like, okay, like you clearly took enjoyment killing Loki. You didn't have to kill all the dwarves men and all that stuff in the Infinity War movie. You killed some people, like it was like you were enjoying it and like acting more of this. And in this movie where he was just like, I sincerely will enjoy killing this entire planet.
You're annoying.
Yeah, it's just like
planet.
Your annoying planet. I will sincerely
annoying, stubborn planet.
Yeah, it was just like he sort of went from being like somewhat of a quote unquote weird protagonist until like, yeah, I'm the bad guy now. I'm the big
I think it's mainly because like people would feel bad about killing Thanos if they made him even more likable in this one.
Well, I mean, they chopped his fucking head off.
Yeah. Here's the old Thanos, he's dead.
Old Thanos is dead. He had his moment. He was living like freaking Shrek in the woods. Just like, this is my swamp. I'm getting my food. Just like minding my business. Oh, yeah. That took me by surprise, though, how fast, like, it just was like, oh, that's a wrap. He's dead. Yeah.
Just wearing his dad clothes and some sweatpants and a t-shirt.
He's minding his business. Yeah, I'm just here. Cut my arm off. Cut my head off. Fine. Just doing nothing. It's just like, okay. Well, that's because I remember the screen goes black for like a good 15 seconds.
Yeah. Like I think the people were like, just like shocked.
It's just like, so is it over? Do we go home? That's it. Endgame. Nothing happens. Oh God.
Yeah, that was one of the most shocking parts of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And then there are 3 moments where the audience like cheered for me.
Oh yeah.
The first moment was when Cap got Mjolnir.
Mm-hmm.
That was a big cheer.
Right.
And the second moment is when the portals start appearing, or like on your left, and then the portal appears, and then T'Challa comes out with the army.
Yeah. And then like you just say, like when Spider-Man shows up too, like the crowd goes.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other moment is like when you see like all the female heroes.
Yeah, and they just walk together like, let's go. We've got your back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was great. Like that was one of those times where like sometimes I'm just like I just want to go to the movie and have everyone be quiet, but like those moments get you into it. Like when the crowd's cheering like a fucking football stadium, they're just like, yeah, get it. It was like it was like that Thor moment in like Infinity War when he showed up and the whole crowd just like lost their crap. It was just like, oh snap, yes.
This one felt a lot more at least for my theater, it felt a lot more excited because like Cap's just there alone against the army, and then like suddenly he gets all this help.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. No, that was like what was so perfect about it. It was just like how like freaking Thor was dual wielding and fighting like freaking Thanos and then like Iron Man and Hulk. But it's like it's weird in a sense too because it's sort of like oh Thor's powers are sort of inconsistent, but then it's like oh he didn't train for 5 years or anything like that.
Yeah.
So that's why he is this way. So I was just like okay. I mean that was interesting.
He's Lebowski Thor.
Yeah, he's Lebowski Thor. He was Lebowski Thor. He let himself go and just playing Fortnite all day and drinking beer. Oh, that was beautiful. What do you think what they did to Thor though? You think like that whole thing with like his character was done pretty well?
Yeah, I think so. Because it's like he's completely like blaming himself for what happened because like he thinks he made like a mistake. So
yeah, well, I mean, it was just like he threw the thing as hard as he could. So it's just
yeah,
man, that was great though. That was great. And then what else was there? There was that I liked how Captain Marvel, even though a lot of people are indifferent to her, I like how she was saying like, well, I can't stay because I have to take care of all these other planets that Thanos left up because you guys aren't around. And it's just like that makes sense. But still I would sort of like her to be a bit more in the movie because she was just sort of like, oh, I'm the snarky girl here who's strong and that's it. And I really want to go more into her character, see her interact with the Avengers more rather than just like her flying off on her own. Because I thought for sure she was going to be in one of those suits walking with them. But I guess it was just like, oh, well, this is our OP one. We can't have her like with this or the movie would be over soon. So it's just like, okay, I guess.
So I'm trying to think of anything else that like major spoilers that we could talk about before moving on.
There was the whole thing with what was it? Nebula like being two people.
Oh yeah,
like that was weird to me. How it was just like, oh, there's two Nebula and like the future one. The past one is seeing what the future one sees. Like that was just a bit like weird to me. I was just like, okay, well, how's that work? And then
so like the local Wi-Fi network.
Exactly. I guess so. The local Wi-Fi network. Let me hack her. I'm so glad like they didn't kill her. I'm glad they didn't do that thing where because they explained earlier like when Nebula shoots Nebula is like she doesn't disappear too. It's just like the past one had to die, so that's what we do. I like that. And the thing with like Gamora coming back and then like Star-Lord trying to make out with her.
Yeah.
Like, who the fuck are you? But the thing is, like, when you go,
I think we both know who's captained this ship.
Exactly, we do. Yes, we definitely do.
It's me.
We do, right?
Of course,
of course, it's you. Yes. Let me go drink again.
so yeah, I guess we can move on to what we think is gonna happen like after Endgame because Endgame felt very much like a good conclusion to
like the final Avengers movie.
Yeah,
like it feels like honestly, even though that they're not going to do Avengers movies, like they'll have crossover still, but it's not going to be called like Avengers.
They probably won't have something called Avengers for a very long time.
Yeah, exactly. It'd be probably the next thing they could do. I mean, technically they could have done something like Secret Wars, but that's just a whole nother mess of BS that they would have to go through. And how do you feel like you're ready for another build up to a villain again? Because I'm like I need a break. Like I don't want
somebody was mentioning Kang.
Kang the Conqueror.
Yeah.
I honestly
I don't know much about him, but I saw somebody saying that like he's like a time traveler and like that the fact that there's time travel now
Yeah, that's true. He is a time traveler. But like, I guess, like, again, like the big ones, you would have Kang or Galactus, of course, or Doctor Doom and stuff like that. But again, if they just
I think Doctor Doom would probably be a big one, especially since they have Fantastic Four now. They can like try to do Fantastic Four right.
Well, I mean, literally, all they gotta do is just Incredibles is literally the perfect Fantastic Four film. So there, just copy that. There you go. I mean, no one will get mad at you for copying because they copied you. So
yeah.
But I honestly, I don't feel like I'm ready for another, like, all right, phase 4 is here. We're going to start building up to something else now. And it's just like,
because they said that, like, oh, Spider-Man Far From Home was like part of phase 3. So it's just sort of a little bit of the aftermath of Endgame. Because
I still feel bad for it.
Yeah, I assume that like they're going to talk about like what happened a little bit with
the 5-year time skip.
Yeah, with Peter coming back and like his friends.
But here's a question about that though. When they got snapped, did they like experience time the same way, or was it just like instantly? Because
it was like instantly, I think, because that's the way Peter explained it when he talked to Tony.
Yeah, but then that doesn't make sense for why his friend is crying like, "Oh, I haven't seen you in so long."
Oh no, that's the thing. When I was looking at that scene where Peter's going back to school, it looks like Peter's looking around as if he doesn't know anybody because they're completely new students. Because all of his friends,
because of the 5 years,
a lot of his classmates probably just like grew up.
Yeah, exactly.
But then people like Ned, Flash, MJ,
MJ,
they also got snapped, so they're like the same age.
Yeah, and they could bring in Gwen Stacy too.
I assume that Liz is one of the ones that didn't get snapped, and that's why we don't see her in the trailers for Far From Home.
Right. Well, remember, she moved away.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she moved away like at the end of like Homecoming. So yeah, that makes sense too. But yeah, I hope so. I hope that's the case because I really hope when Far From Home comes, it's going to be there. But like Far From Home is literally just a victory lap for them. It's just like, we won. Here's Spider-Man. We know you guys love Spider-Man.
There's a lot of stuff with Spider-Man they can do because I really like Spider-Man, and
my favorite
I wonder if they could build up to like a Sinister Six type of thing.
Oh, don't let Sony hear that. Because it's like
because you saw Vulture talking to Scorpion in that prison.
I guess, but again, it's just like, hey guys, let's just take our time, build up, do this the right way. You could have done it this way. They could, honestly, because I remember the whole thing with like Quicksilver being in like, X-Men Days of Future Past and X-Men, like not X-Men, Avengers Ultron. They could just do that thing again and just have Venom like a symbiote movie where they're like, oh, dude, what is his suit? And then Black Panther's like, Spider-Man, get away from that, and just like explain like, oh, that's how it gets the powers and then lead into something there. But it's interesting to me because Tom Holland has such a baby face. So I just can't imagine him as like mid-20s Spider-Man, even though he's only 22. Like, it's so weird to me. He just looks like perpetually. He has that paleo steno thing where he doesn't age. So, early 20-year-old.
I wonder if they could like if because there's definitely going to be a Spider-Man 3 in this MCU.
Hopefully it'll good.
What if they could bring in Black Cat?
Ooh, that'd be good. They have a Felicia Hardy.
Yeah,
let's see who could be Felicia Hardy. That'd be pretty good.
Yeah. There's a lot of other like if any like franchise in the Marvel universe could like compete with like Batman and Spider-Man.
Oh no, exactly. Like the three main heroes that you don't have to tell any kid about, like they can just like ask a kid their origin. It's Superman, Batman, Spider-Man. Every kid knows them now. Like nowadays, more heroes are mainstream, so they know more. But those are the main three that every like kid knows.
Yeah.
So with Spider-Man, they have so many options they can do. It's just
so somebody was mentioning if there was like the 5-year gap and Miles was one that wasn't snapped, then he might be a little around Peter's age now.
There you go. Because remember his uncle
would have like teaming up with Miles and stuff. That'd be cool.
That'd be dope. But that's what they did in that the PS4 game and that horrible 2017 series. But yeah, that'd be like pretty cool. That'd be pretty cool to have Miles in there because, like, freaking Childish Gambino did play his uncle in the Spider-Man Homecoming movie. Where it's just like, I got a nephew who lives around here, so that's gonna be cool.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a while before they explore things other than because they're probably going to do another Black Panther, Doctor Strange, Captain Marvel.
And
Spider-Man,
X-Men's going to be phase 4.
Yeah.
Not phase 4, the phase 5. They want to take a break.
Like Spider-Man and Guardians 3, like those are definitely coming. They want to do something called the Eternals, I think.
Oh yeah, the Eternals. Yeah. I know about them. That's a comic series. They're gonna. I think it's sort of like God, the Inhumans they got running on. But because I haven't read that comic book in a long time, but I remember that name specifically. So if I like see it, I'll definitely like start clicking. But I guess I'm interested because it's just like what I'm interested in seeing these things. But again, it's just like I don't want to get that spectacle fatigue of just like, oh yeah, you did such a great job. Oh, these are little hors d'oeuvres for you now after your main course. Like, again, like I'm really, really interested in their Fantastic Four film. Like, I really want to know how
like I think they'll definitely do that first before X-Men.
Oh yeah, X-Men. They want to focus.
X-Men, they have to like let those 2 Fox films, Dark Phoenix and New Mutants, come out, and then let everybody forget about them.
Yeah, I love the fact that they brought Deadpool over though. They're like, oh, Deadpool's staying the same. You don't have to worry about that. He'll make jokes about it. So like that was cool. I love that little fact. So he'll be like the troll making jokes about it. But and then like they said for their X-Men movies, they want to primarily focus on Cyclops instead of like Wolverine, how the other ones did. So it'd be really cool to see like, oh, we're following Cyclops and his story. So that'd be awesome. Make people like
isn't he's sort of a leader?
Cyclops is the leader of the X-Men.
Yeah,
he is the leader. He is like a strong mutant. It just all the other stuff always makes him look like a punk. So yeah, it's gonna be cool to see him finally get the respect on his name.
And as far as the Disney Plus shows, because those shows are going to focus more on like the movie characters than the Netflix and the stuff that's been on TV,
right?
Because there's gonna be like Falcon and Winter Soldier, which it makes a lot more sense now after Endgame, because like Falcon's going to be basically the next Captain America.
Yep.
Which that was another big spoiler about Falcon. So because he has the shield now. So
I mean, like again, it's one of the. Even though I said this when it happened in the comic books too, I'm just like, and you're just a man who flies with wings. So do you really want that? Okay, whatever, right, man? Go ahead,
just inject them with some of that super soldier serum.
Yeah, there's a super soldier serum still around, right? Why don't we inject all the Avengers with that just so they can get like a no, or then it would be DC. So yeah, because everyone's perfect.
Yeah.
Oh man, but yeah, I hope that Kevin Feige keeps it as great as it was, because I just don't want to get to that point where I'm starting to get superheroed out. I'm tired of it.
There's something called WandaVision. I'm not sure if that's going to be like before Infinity War, like with Wanda and Vision, or somebody was mentioning there could be like a dreamlike state for Wanda where they haven't explored that since like Age of Ultron, where she was like making up those visions and stuff. So maybe it's something like that happening.
Oh yeah.
And then let's see, a Hawkeye show.
Is that a Hawkeye show or a Ronin show? Because in this movie, he was
that might be interesting. Like seeing what he was up to during that 5-year gap.
Yeah, because if he's Ronin, I would watch that easily, because that just basically be him as like the Punisher.
Yeah. And then there's the Loki series, which it might be the mini series about like what that alternate Loki did
with the Tesseract.
With the Tesseracts, he just like grabbed it and ran.
Yeah, he just like, yep, I'm here now. I'm doing my thing.
Yeah,
that'd be awesome. I really hope it stays this like quality though, because it's just like, oh, you've done. And first, I just got to give him mad props for the fact that you like the first 2 movies. They just felt like their own standalone movies, and when you saw that they were crossed over, it was like, oh, that's really cool. I didn't expect that. Like, oh, they're doing it. But then you get to Iron Man 2, and it's just like, okay, wow, they're actually trying to do this. Then they do Captain America and Thor, and while Captain America and Thor felt more like they were just being made for the Avengers, they still like worked in their like regards to just stuff like that. And so now it's just a cool thing how they were able to take those 2 standalone movies and then make them like build up to this. So
Yeah, it seems like as the MCU was going on, it started feeling more like, oh, this is just a long running show, a long running
Exactly.
show of blockbusters.
Exactly. A long running show of blockbusters. There you go. Perfect way to put it.
Who would you want to see most in like an MCU movie?
That I haven't seen. Honestly, I really want to see MCU Doctor Doom. I want him to be good because, like,
Yeah.
funny enough, most of their great villains have been like green too, because it's like like freaking Vulture and Hela, and then like what was it? Not Killmonger, but I forgot there was some other. There was like Loki, Loki,
Yeah,
and,
Loki. Yeah.
there you go. So it's just like I want to see what they do with Doctor Doom. I'm so fascinated by what they do with Doctor Doom. I'm also really fascinated if they're gonna bring in like certain Spider-Man characters, like you mentioned before, Madam Web. Like that would be interesting.
Oh
to
yeah,
see her
yeah.
brought in. And then like if Dormammu's gonna come back, since that's gonna be one of the integral things, since Baron Mordo at the end of Doctor Strange was turning into the bad guy like he is. So I'm really interested. I guess a part of me is interested to see Galactus, but I know once we see Galactus, I just realize, oh, there you go, you're locked in for another 10 years. It's like it's sort of like how like we were talking earlier about My Little Pony, and it's just like, oh, friendship and magic is over. But then season Gen 5 comes out, it's like, yo, this shit is good. It's like another 10 years, really? I'm stuck here.
I went off this ride.
Yeah, I went off this ride, but no, I don't. Yes, I do. No,
Yeah.
What about you? Who you want to see?
Oh man, I don't know. I think I'd be most interested in like the different Spider-Man villains coming in. Just because I'm a fan of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Dude, I can't wait, because like I was so salty that in Spider-Man Homecoming that they had like these preset releases of like what Shocker's costume looked like, but they never used him in the movie. Like they had his like full suit, and I was like, oh, that actually looks pretty cool, but they never used him in the movie. So I was just like, oh damn, man, I really want to see Shocker. Like if they can just get like, here in Marvel, perfect blueprint, Spectacular Spider-Man, take some of those episodes, make some movies.
Yeah.
There you go. It's just like,
yeah, it feels like with every Spider-Man they want to do a different villain.
That's
like
so true.
They're like afraid to do a villain that has already been done. Because I want to see what an MCU Doc Ock will do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true, because like it's just like
Osborn, Norman Osborn.
Oh yeah, Norman Osborn. That'd be great.
Because I think he's been mentioned in the MCU before.
Oscorp.
Oscorp, yeah.
Yeah.
So I do want to see what they can do for him. It'd just be unfortunate because I'm not sure if they would be able to do Willem Dafoe.
Well, it's sort of like that thing where with how J.K. Simmons just masterfully played J. Jonah Jameson. It's just like, oh, if they brought him back, it's just it'd be cool, but a lot of people would be like so confused. It's like, well, why? But then you could say time travel and dimension swapping and all that. So there you go, perfect alibi, people. And then okay, so they can't use Goblin, or they can use Goblin. It's like Green Goblin, Doc Ock, Venom twice,
Sandman,
freaking New Goblin, Sandman, the Lizard, Electro, Green Goblin again, because they did him. Well, they did him twice and Amazing. Let's see, who else could they do? And then Vulture, yeah. There are just so many options. Like Spider-Man has one of the best rogues galleries you could ever do. Like it'd be cool to see like Vince D'Onofrio from freaking Daredevil the series come in.
Oh yeah, that'd be great. Like having him come in, just like to expand the universe that much more.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I would have been hyped if they had like Punisher and like Luke Cage and then like show up too. I'd be like,
oh yeah,
makes no sense, but it's awesome.
Yeah, I could see Spider-Man interacting with them in New York in like a future movie maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Like I could see him like teaming up with Daredevil or something.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That'd be sick. That'd be so sick.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't think I have anything else to say as far as predicting what might happen.
It's a great movie. Go see it. Spider-Man Far From Home. We get Mysterio, which is cool.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be awesome. And then hopefully one day we'll get Carnage done right.
Yeah.
Just give me my boy, but it's gonna be interesting. All I gotta say is mad props to MCU, because again, I mentioned this on Twitter, like before 2008 barely anyone knew who like freaking Iron Man was unless you played Marvel vs. Capcom, read the comics, or watched the cartoon series, and people thought Captain America was lame. People did not understand Thor at all, and you know, all these other characters who just were so B class or C class.
Yeah, I mean, I was
people.
one of those people. I was like, I don't understand these. I was like, why are they doing an Avengers movie? Why don't do it? Why are they not doing a Justice League movie first?
And how did that turn out for you, boy?
Because like back then, if you would have asked me like if I was a bigger DC or Marvel fan, I probably would have said DC just because of the cartoons.
Yeah, the DC cartoons were freaking incredible, and it's just like, again, I hate to bring this up. It's not like I'm ragging on you, DC. It's just like, if Superman Returns was a solid movie, you could have started this.
Yeah,
off.
I think it's because I think somebody pointed out it's because DC doesn't have their own movie studio, but Marvel does.
Oh yeah, I guess so.
So
yeah. I mean, all I got is Warner Brothers. So
yeah,
whatever.
So
like,
they just need to make their own movie studio and have people that like actually grew up with the comics like make these movies.
Or just people who grew with the shows and follow the shows, because the shows work just as well. It's just you have all the masters working on your television shows, besides like, you know, that Arrow and Flash bullshit that they got now, because it's just like those went downhill. But yeah, they're you have the master tools. You just need to know where to put them.
Yeah.
It's better than the Dark Universe. So dark they couldn't even see what was coming for. Oh god.
All right, so I guess if you have seen Endgame and want to talk about like what you think is going to happen to the MCU, let us know in the comments what you think, or what you want to be in the MCU, and who you want to see show up. So, yeah.
Yes. Bye.
Excelsior.
Excelsior. You remember.
Bye, everybody.
I am Iron Man. No, I'm War Machine. No, I'm Tropic Thunder. War Machine. There we go.
I'm a guy playing a dude playing another dude.
Another dude. Who's play a black Iron Man? Robert Downey Jr.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Later, y'all. Thanks for having me.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Well, by now we're getting a bit used to winter. We're like soldiers in the middle of a campaign, growing hardened to discomfort and better able to